Okay, so continuing. That was my whole rant about hamburgers. So anyway, Tokyo, back to Tokyo. It was awesome. That first day, we just kind of like milled around and looked at whatever, and then we went back to the hostel and stayed there. The second day, we went to Harajuku and we met up with Junpei, who is one of the Japanese students at Eastern, or a Japanese student that we met at Eastern, and he's home right now visiting to do some job fairs because he's going to be graduating soon. So, totally just choked. Anyway, so we met up with him there, and he kind of showed us around. And that was, I always wanted to go to Harajuku, and I wanted to go to like some Lolita stores because I totally am fascinated by the whole Lolita fashion culture. So every time I would see some Lolitas, I'd be like, excuse me, you know, where did you get that? Where is, you know, Baby the Star Shine Bright is a big label. So I was asking people, like, where is Baby the Star Shine Bright? Where is it? And one girl finally said, oh, you know, over in that building, La Forêt. So we went in there, and I looked around, and in the basement, they had, like, a few Lolita shops. They had Alice and the Pirates, which was really cool because that's one of my favorite lines. Like, I love the way all of those clothes look, and their ads are always, like, super cool. And I got to see those clothes, and the girl in the shop was super cute. She like didn't speak English at all, and she could tell I was really uber excited to be there. So she was like presenting me with like these stuffed animals and like these items that they had there, and she was like, oh, look how nice this is, oh, look at this thing. And Junpei told her like I was just looking, I wasn't gonna buy anything, and she understood that. She was just like so happy that I was so excited. And they had like this really cute bunny backpack, and she was like, here, try it on. And I don't know, it was just, she was being super cute and super nice. And then after that shop, we were looking around some more, and Putumayo, which is like a lot of people know it in the States, but they call it Putty Mayo for some reason. I think they just don't know how to say it. But anyway, I went to Putty Mayo, and I got this really cool necklace. More with the necklaces. I've never seen anything like this before, and I had to have it because I needed a token that was like, yes, I got this in Harajuku. I've always wanted to go there. So this is what I ended up getting. If I get too close to the camera, I'm sorry. This is weird, like trippy that I'm spinning around like this. Okay, so it's like this cool copper orb thing, and it spins on this deal here. But the coolest thing about it is, on this side, can you see that? If you look into the orb, it's actually a watch, and it's working and accurate. And on the other side, you can see the gears of the watch in it. So it's like a really neat trinket. I really thought it was cool. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention, I'm sorry about the weird static noises that happen when I make these videos on my computer. I think it's my microphone, but I really don't know how to fix it, so I'm sorry. But yes, so I got this in Harajuku, and that was awesome. After that, we went to... Where did we go next? Hey, Natalie! Where did we go after we went to... when we were in Harajuku, before we went to Shinjuku, where'd we go? Shibuya, right? Oh, okay. Anyway, so we went to Shibuya after that, and that was cool. Like the billboards and lights and all that stuff that you think of when you think of Tokyo, that was totally Shibuya. We met up. Right before we went to Shibuya, we met up with Whitney, who is another student from Eastern who is studying at a different school in Japan. She's actually a lot closer. She's in the Tokyo area, so she was like, oh, if you're going to come this way, you know, I'll meet you there. So we met up with her, and she kind of showed us around, and that was super cool. We saw, God, there's just so many things, and it's all going to be in the pictures. I just kind of want to explain like how awesome everything was. So it was awesome. Just know that. After we went to Shibuya, we went to Shinjuku, and just kind of walked around and looked at everything because there was just a lot to see. Oh, I'm so dumb. Okay, that first night, when we were just milling around Tokyo on our own and we didn't meet up with anybody, we went to Tokyo Tower just to see it at night lit up, and it was awesome and gorgeous, and I have pictures that will be posted in my journal. I'm sorry, I hate to skip around, but I have to because I have a really bad memory. So that was that day, and I'm also wrapping up the second day, so that was that. Okay, so the coolest day of this whole trip was we were going to go to Tokyo Disneyland, because Tokyo Disneyland, I mean, it's Disneyland and it's in Japan, and I've never been to either one of those two things, so doing them both at once was awesome. And then we found out that Disney has Disneyland and Disney Sea in Japan, but Disney Sea doesn't exist anywhere else in the world, only in Japan. So, and it's supposedly geared towards, like, instead of the younger crowd, like the children and the families for Disneyland, it's geared more towards adults or, you know, people our age. So everyone said, oh yeah, you gotta go to Disney Sea. So we decided to do that instead of Disneyland. Best decision ever. It was the coolest thing it was so amazing. I totally felt like a loser, because when we walked in the doors, like through the gate, and then I looked at the scenery and it was just all so amazing and beautiful, I started to cry like a loser, but it was okay because it was seriously like a dream come true. I couldn't believe it. It was like walking into like the world I've always wanted to live in. It was amazing. And then we went on like a bunch of rides that were really cool. We went on this goofy like small watercraft ride where you float around on, like, it's on a track and you're on the water, and it's like a boat or something, and it like keeps teasing you like you're gonna get wet because there's like these water jets that fly at you, and then they stop right before your car gets to them. And I was crying on that ride too because it was my first ride I ever went on at Disney, which is also, you know, kind of lame, but whatever. I couldn't help it. I was just so excited to be there, and I mean, I always wanted to go my whole life, and I finally made it at, you know, the ripe age of 27. I finally made it to Disneyland, or Disney Sea. So, one of my goals while in Japan was to go to the Rainforest Cafe that was in Japan. I knew it was somewhere in Tokyo. What I didn't know until after I got here was that it was actually at the Disney Resort. So before we went into the park, we got to go see it, and I got my picture taken outside of it. We didn't eat there because it's like crazy expensive, and you know, I was trying to preserve money so that I'd actually be able to afford to come home and then eat a food when we got back from the trip. So yeah, in the park. Okay, so then we did well, they had all these cool areas. We took a ton of pictures, so you'll definitely see them. There was this giant man-made volcano on the property that was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, it really looked real. It was huge. Like, everything there was grand. Kyle said that he heard that it was the most expensive theme park ever built, which I would totally believe, because they spared no expense in every single detail of this park. Just incredible. So, I don't know what to even say. It was just amazing. Disney was the coolest day ever, and we got a beautiful, gorgeous day for it too. It was so hot we couldn't have our coats on, so we put them in a locker, and we were just walking around like in our t-shirts, and it was amazing. Like, just perfect weather for that day. We went on a couple of the indoor, like, the themed rides. We went on the Indiana Jones ride. Actually, I think we did 2 Indiana Jones things. We went to Journey of the Center of the Earth, which was so cool. It was sort of like a cart ride / roller coaster. It's hard to explain, but it was really awesome. There was this one part where you shoot out the top of the volcano and you're looking out at the whole rest of the park, and then you shoot back into it and just plunge into darkness.